se ma to man ebra helicopter yi to for me dia ma a kire nsema kasa bebre aba no eye because enure ya yankoda makumaku ndu nsianya nkwanhia this year ntime hunu nyansa nkwa yi wa hunu nyansa ambo Ministry of Gender amane wa ambo the regional minister amane ye jani nyina bo asore for so the community na dia ya ne se nkoda du nsien ya ma busu akran ko sesi omo wa ye ko the excavator ko tu amna ka se bio nipa ye omo wuo atoto montene a omo nya busua ni ko tu the excavator ko tu amna kakraka as a Palestinian for nkoda ye tu amna se ye mass barrier. No government official issued a statement. No government official was present at the funeral. Nobody even said a minor man could pay councillors. He said, I will for you near in Kokasa because doing here, near for no crowd and mummy and sa. And there was an accident in the mummy and sa for back on the nobody cared. Nobody cared. Mirahopa, so share accident here, yeah. And no, I'm here Facebook post be I say August you cry ntwam kura me hontoye no he badam zinka 2025 you cry quantum ni ntwam kire se atu henchema atu to man from a die dey John Domani Mahama see so that was a major catastrophe. You didn't see so you be so say president no kwa na it was a disaster. The free ho kwa mafa so manage your man the security se mene obitimi ye bold enough extra police checkpoint be mienu ko bo bituo wasawanse yiwe ye na ebiom na se sumbiom ene etutuo any accident ahodo ne nyoma eto man nyina e kire se ni papa nte man so ajaya ya mhye na ye ka na mmiri bi atwam no na momfo nim se ye ni sasem keke ene ye nye ni sasem ne nyempo atwa ne yetwa na so John Domani Mahama ye president da ye ni mensa na odwuma araho se ma ato man ebra helicopter yi to for me dia ma a kire nsema kasa bebre aba no eye because enure ya yankoda makumaku ndu nsianya nkwanhia this year ntime hunu nyansa nkwa yi wa hunu nyansa ambo Ministry of Gender amane wa ambo the regional minister amane ye jani nyina bo asore for so the community na dia ya ne se nkoda du nsien ya ma busu akran ko sesi omo wa ye ko the excavator ko tu amna ka se bio nipa ye omo wuo atoto montene a omo nya busua ni ko tu the excavator ko tu amna kakraka as a Palestinian for nkoda ye tu amna se ye mass barrier. No government official issued a statement. No government official was present at the funeral. Nobody even said a minor man could pay councillors. He said, I will for you near in Kokasa because doing here. So for no crowd and mummy and sa. And there was an accident in the mummy and sa so back on the nobody cared. Nobody cared. And we have a country here, your dear taxpayers' money, and my buying. It won't really know where you are. Now, at swim chair 2 years. Now, one swim. You will be a musician, dear pa. Now, my musician from only MPP communicators and Kwao. Even these communicators, Mutala is somebody that I respect, that I learn from. He's a fine gentleman, a fine brain. Where how he plays with facts. Propaganda and yes, be a woody at them. No, for facts, no what twisting. Now they ask for political points. And Murtala Muhammad was good at all those things. And his death is a personal loss to me because he's somebody that I learned from the NDC. As a young politician, as a young communicator. Manibu Ahmad did communication way back. And he is somebody that I respect. Someone say pon ye papa ye nyine papa no. The fact they say NDC does not mean he cannot be our father. In politics we have respect for the elderly. We learn from everybody. He has been a Ashanti regional minister before. And yet the hunu na ibio. What you say? And you know say uhwe sa anwoma esie. Na esen kayere ho. Na nsunkofo bi anya bufo because when it happened to those young innocent people, wo mo amawofo to abama ene wonya to me as president, as a minister. Now Mumolate Salate Utre, everything shows is an afterthought. Salate Utre is oh yeah, it's only one paragraph. Now the children in shame. So we are saying it's about paying for year or matoi and a water letter. Now letter no one from Krana Michimua and the terminal flashback will come back at you. And we are telling you that and your man it doesn't show maturity, so being cancer. So
you write
a shop before. and go to let and go
show concern from kwala omo papa no mawu.
Oyiba this
akwala bi so wo ye obi ba. You couldn't write a letter to show concern for my mini papa or no so bewu.
Oyiba no government abaya communication. Me say this letter should have been a letter of apology. Sa letter we na nke so go the apology letter banra na nke no the way aba. Na no kra no kra for nchen because we were waiting for this letter. Na don't money Mahama. Obetima boa yen ama ye de ache no. Sa ma me nye sure say dwuma no obetima ye. Because your ministry specifically mentions children. Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection. Until children are there here. And you back up in a carbon, Makuma could do sia. And these parents are still there. Sabi Omunidi, Sabi Omuti Krabi, Omunya Ghana for, and to Omudi Omunquano, a year. Makuma could do sia. I just uncount dying. You can count down to the quantity. And no one could do about the trust and who is out letter. Why am I? And why you be Rahakano? I don't know for me, let you know free. Because the lives that we have lost, the soldiers we have lost. Look at this young gentleman. Me, I don't have any personal relationship with any of the people who passed. But at least, Obiti say Abuaje, Obuasi East parliamentary candidate. Nobody's even mentioning the young man's name. Because of me, I come to be. I said, when I saw this loss, a moment to reflect on life. And that is why sometimes people say, I want to be a chairman, I have seen somebody, our bobra, a true level beer. When it comes to say, on any public juma, on man who special treatment to. You have a campaigner, or the Neviat Nibisi one man who was here fro, kana, mimitim, kana, or beer timnibi. And if I see the speed at which we move from one community to the other, and when I saw the loss, I said, hey, this could have been us. It could have happened to us. And you know, when I see a politician have an accident, it brought me back to 2024. Tamani elections, no, near the Madura and I do 132. Now speed I didn't and the risk that we took, it could have been us. So I put myself in the shoes of these people who lost their lives. Any the political party, NDC, losing their gallant heroes, Ghana losing gallant heroes like this. Then you have a minister for gender, children, and social protection who is so negligent. At least in Kodani Binipi, a bit Makajan say, and Kodan doing Sabian and Conser or Koyabi so. The San Kodan doing Sian, we are Ghana for. Omo from that so tiase omo nwanum ketoa omo no mo tiase sa nkoda no omo tiase so omo nwabi akọ asore wa mafie ma sofo no an mamienu asamiensa etoye no how the person will feel. Then you don't have a minister sending counselors to go and talk to this church and to this community. Now the we have a seeking sympathy, and the president will be sitting there negligent when you didn't free so. Then we have a regional minister who tells us, or a TikTok minister, people are dying in this region. He's not up and doing. I have even an intel, say, even the security couples in this region, they know, say, this young guy is not bringing anything to the table. He's making their work difficult. And we are here. This is what we have because John Dramani Mahama believes, say, this young man who is always on TikTok and is not thinking about the people of this Ashanti region should lead us. Nenra. All call crash sites on. Na buying paying for baby. I say, for pictures baby. Gory accident no. And to social media near there. All call gory. All call site on. No, the camera seen so. And then TikTok ni social media. Hobium. Na minim say bia okoba oba beka koko for the plight. I know say we'll talk about it today. The distance I will move from the town to the crash site. No money nam koko for 2 hours. And as a young man, no kutapuma, okutebia, onantia no atena form. What buying koko ma, no the 1.2 as a 1.288 and now two. Now nam koko farm no. The bia sanko crafone mirafona almost a cranasino. Every day they trek 2 hours inside, 2 hours back. Then the NDC will give them an increment of 1.2. Forgetting say no, mukachire say ye tumba treta mukase fanko 6,000. I say everything about this government, this NDC government, has been a disaster from the day you didn't tell Benjamin. Tebufono, Omunyabutre, because a Yakwa say, Omunim your moye, and their negligence and inactions is affecting the lives of Ghanaians. Nyomuye na mumu basano mubuno, affecting the lives of Ghanaians. Tebesrom, Peninisi Jawani, they are swell. The Diajomo as of mine. For the next 4 years, ni estromo. Omumayan trankum. You will come one more. Oh, 1 way, no, won't continue to hurt that 1 way, we anywhere. Because if I think back and see Samijan fee, no, dear, God has given him a chance to live. Because information is say, Sankananka playing it for more than 5, I will have been on board. Because not playing for 5, anything a 1 could be. And no, now we demonstration, no, will lead Jama. Kumnana do my radio, kumnana do my. Sound you na motono. Sound you na motono. Na agreement na woman team. Some more bumpire, some penny, I know what to so. Na no government or Maya or the Ghana, Sikabo Ghana from Bra. A trust school fees bank, Quadano, Muko demonstration to be a Mutu, say, Yankupon kumnana do mamo.
T. It was averted. Reverend Wingham reveals prayer battle that kept Mahama off helicopter crash. Enti ono ne bompa ma yi Mahama free and empire ne kajense omani pan wo twena aka ne nkowu.
Oheneba I'll avoid listening, reacting to him because I have a special reverence for Papa Masofo. But I will expect
Mahama. Umpire no legitimizing the pan watching the Omungo.
I will avoid that. But the make catcher Krumana, the make catcher woman say near ACC, they should be up and doing. Said the no more tonium, Kumana do Mayeno. And no more the AC. Oh, you are Fonsa and Waka because of Fonsa in the Pansa. You're going to now do down Quackufado or Debusiano, or your penino or Debusiano, or your penino or Dow Mayano. You name how African politics, African regime, if the president passes, no one way, 1 year beach up, no mind for the next 8 years or 10 years. Never Muniman Penny. Samuel Muya and Rechi, your man Penny, airplane, a hood war. And they call trips are one year there. You could to Blackwa. You Minister for Information now. They were always on radio and TV saying that they should travel with our flights and all that. Mubaye, you are John Damani Mahama, and the Pepe, na man, Crofoma Ewu, and Cofoma Janu, Cofonu. Please, yeah, wait. Munim say, you have problems with it. You have security intelligence on them. Why are you letting them fly? Just and ra. Na yati a Jumako Kokobin, another plane, another helicopter, I force landing. Then you ask yourself, say, which serious democracy does that? Your minimum says a plane tough for more, and a helicopter tough for more. The security of the state will make sure say all the other planes, helicopters, and other planes are on. There will be a serious investigation to make sure say everyone and every plane is in the right condition to fly. So me say your security capos no, the Air Force, me say mo your helicopters no, mo for obi ban tena mo biom, mo soja ni bia tena mo biom, mo make sure say every investigation necessary is done to make sure say they are in the right condition to fly. And yes sir, the plane is too biom you will see the same condition. E biom me ko air flight condition bia training bia me say for the past 4 days 5 days. E we mo ikusu e kwa mo. Me to nkonyampo Oinba mi yoma mi mi tonko nya oinba mi nyimi nyoma nyina nyensi abontin o mi ya mi de be competent ase mi ma dia kana na kamedisi abontin na ewiem no me mane mabiem because enso ne petepete na mo the security of the state munya intelligence dia de munim se ewiem ayekusu Ashanti mu ha na ewie kora bo ahwene ba se wo kwa dance enclave wo da wo kwa obo ase ana wo kwa fomina ye campaign na mo fomina yi wo hwe before no so dia na hwaye na mo ntima nya intelligence bia anka se mo ba be si wo kuma ase na mudi kampo atwa so akọ fomina ho mo twen ama ya de se makomako enwoche. Look at this young soldier aware buso me penny. Look at this bright young soldiers awu nyina afrim na hwede asi ana wosem na omunka wo afrojem tem so
no kra na fa so be kwa.
Why do you rename a community mining to a responsible community mining? Emma
awoko hu dwa
the whole president
akohwere ni pan monyamfo sei
oyeba na oni made ba ko esere Yewura John Dramani Mahama and some more kind action we take was say or the link government and I babebu o man and o time nipa 60 nti enei say John Mahama e program bia I told that program 4 5 nti the ministers no they are not working no almost no multiply mu me intelligence menya say helicopter say to and say to and Yewura John Mahama e so o programs be 4 wontimi nko ni asesa ministers bia 3 4 gu helicopter mu e ko e bia second year na from na ba e bia takrade if takrade and that's how they have been doing and ministers they are not in their offices, they are always standing in for the president and no to continue any persistent no and then what to mo na we ko ha no so na ma so o man dey to autopilot o man na eko as any man panyini in the program of free no ko ha na ministers you free no ko ha and then ministers are always traveling around representing the president and they are only 60 and they cannot do the job. They best say a man panyini unyenya afi na so de ehunu no anu odene o ye pa chaw afi kra unyenya but de ehunu no anu odene ene we are branch na wutu kwa ene what over 25 years na wupie kra na ma em je no ofra ka say e ya misra wupia brantem because o man no yenim ze security na ye security o heba me last one am person make ene kroma ka bi ni nam kroma ya twura nimu e se ka bon KM operations menim so wo hu sa ka na o heba na mambo ni mu na mambo akiri
mo ya kronfo
and the macho man for Tikanim KM operations, Tundra, KM boss, so Bian Canchewa, regional minister, so Bian Canchewa, Nadia said, checkpoint was no car, the Tazias was a bar. Checkpoint the Brewas was a KM, almost stick a bonny Tundra, a bonny Mubache, KM operations, and nobody saw a man on your mouth, and you room a man bomb up Okrum. Now, I can't number much of phone a goom. Kano number mboni mugama boche mimi kai mimi abozo kama cho ya medisa minkonye yo ba sa me na medin nam na number mboni mukura na bibo achempa omubagiri kana siwo omaide no moye regional minister Kano unim Kano regional minister unim KM boss unim Kano ameka Tundra macho phone de bia mutimo okroma macho phone number mboni mu number mbache ya na jo mama ene Mr TikTok regional minister ene na moye okroma yi so me ko hwa kwa we na me ka me nam na number mboni mu number mbo akira kamaji me ka this yo we are telling you our security is in your hands sangrofo no me ni yenim ni papa ya ye
Razak
oyenba
kaye nyina ye betimi akọ papa jo Mahama ho akọsere ne say aba no se do si winning so officer Ghana na ye de ache na onka
o tika afa
na nka ye ne ye nkan dis unu ye ntu kope ba bi ntamfie nan no so a na nka aba mi wa mementine mani bi ase o
oyenba ma me na wase na
hwe asemo anopa na me ne David edi ho nkomo ya bunu is regional chairman na post for ko boni nu atuo
obi ankasa
a issue statement say na most suspected robbery some family they say why in the fair mumu post for they say obi bokro no wo fie ha enti momra besine omuntu mi nkyerɛ back and forth after the police need the delegation akoma abusuafo no akyɛw pa say he was a wrong target nipa no mu hwɛ ne nya wo no a this is how dangerous it is if they can use this as an excuse obetime cool ne ɛkyena oba osekafra na nya wo na ye hwehwɛ and that's all it ends there obi breadwinner mokunu kwa just that and the police is not coming to public to tell us say enyina so a ye digina so di kotu ana mo ye de sa statement ne ba abontene ente sa
na odu anada
enipekum aye simple e wo kroma in the last 7 months simple aso bi wu anya hwe ene obi aka na atum ne ete ho ebi am come so ahwe abaje say e wa chiri wait until it gets to you
Mr. Omama 1 minute bi na boshe be mo amena menya de bi makoda Patrick enim
yeah Patrick
Patrick enim we sika for birthday wahum space la o share. The last time who's Bishop space will be a time I went back to UK by our break take back home. The Abranti
take go some share.
David. One kind of critical. Into our Brian. The last time.
On the Baumia for the
also on kind of
critical. Brian.
Marriage money to that. This is incriminating.
Me know what was also very.
Why?
Era Patrick anyway. When my so ka Abranti, my body no one dance mpre bebre e wo fia say oyobi a ba esom pa dia or some ye or ni papa or wabutre and on pen on wasem or this sum nipa. Inti ene the birthday I was say me wishing happy birthday. Or Vice Dean, the Crusaders, the famous Crusaders of Morgan, on the Vice Dean, on a Clement, 1 man, and a tea, 1 man Crusader, and on the Vice Dean, and our former Tescom president, and so our KSTU. The last time I call conference, take Mujani Jamino, on the Veme. Muko conference, Mujani Jamino, on the man baby die. Meduani dim bibia adebia edibia aduanu bia on provide nyina mame ti and me wishing happy birthday Patrick nyankopo hira no ma ne onyini enye kese onba maka no ameka asem bi me pese me say repeat me gidi say teko papa no masofofo na imamfo na yenya o makasi acha during the election no yanko mo na ase na amanfo mfa dwato a enko da o mo na o mo sa mfa o mo sa ento o mayiso so for national cathedral right o fa no keke na o fa didi atema amanfo di asofofo atem e wo mayim se mijitum se asofofo ni bi ni ye imam ni malamfo bi mu ye hypocrisy die but so hwe ekwan aye nuanum fa so verify omo so mu no mu di o matam ade echi mu di o matam ti se omo ye mma o hwe kwan omo fa so etwiti omo a ene de ekoso e wo man mu ene a we cannot overlook those things because me maka the optics are too much. The optics are too much. And it seems nobody cares about the happening in this country. Nobody simple just don't care about the happening in this country. So I want to say in 7 months, Ashanti region, nipa be 20 and they shooting. The bonichu ne yakuno. Ne abonichu ne yakuno. Ne abonipako ne yatunu. Yenya single reporter a suggest say we ya buy say na kosi say na security regional security coordination take the mandate and now say omu take the matter up and yente say bia ya prosecute we and say ya say ni nyina yente you see that say yakum kronfo and say yakum kronfo so mbaka the famous your friend is obasi 12 is it obasi 12 for 11 they will term as a kronfo na imam krawum imam wom they was term as a kronfo the view is how obasi 11 so obasi 12 no yakum a student at UST yakum mobile money vendors by mensa e wa Ashanti regional anua kwanta ya chubi yakunu dalamse site yakumbi teacher ni yakumbi ana the retired teacher yakunu nto kaka boma nipa be 20 e wa Ashanti regional yakum mu bia nkare ubia nkare across the country or hinba enyame na meka I don't want to repeating it but enyame na meka mu gogla ubia be mu bokofo no mo ana o ka o ma se ndakusasi you omu ye press conference omu say the last 8 years of Nanado and Eura Dr. Babuna and MPP government nipa omu wu e boku conference no mu nu 50 se si a ye kasa nipa ye ku omo a omatima kan a ye hu se we ya boni chu ye ku ne ye twa ne sika ya na se nipa ye chime ku ye ku omo e wo Ghana e areho omo se de omatima kan e over 300 in 7 months. So the level of insecurity no too much. And our also, I'm telling you about anke or maybe a serious the bono police commander anke also yinedi. And yes, I transfer no. I was saying yinedi. If indeed or much go back to Chama Mufie, I could catch a friend Abusian for say the young man was a wrongful target. If he was a wrongful target, now could a tool. And I said, even if it was a target, no could a two, no could a two. No would di bonia, and yet you know.
According to David Boache, or say a free ni shoulders, say no, eba form. Bulletin be an cabebia, niti. So you could see it was deliberate.
It was
that about 4 bullets.
Obi otini free. You claim that it's a wrongful target.
It's a odi amefani say or a robber cra suspected armed robber. Moko enu onkrotu onkraba. Tia police for be na ya se numuno. Se moko akwache na. Aje se bobo do tuoku na nsa na mo mache no.
That is the point. That is the question that I'm trying to. Aje na ebitimin because me say ya bo obi tuo. Bonum say ni fie say like how? Because boni bia ne bako ne di bia no hene ba na se wo bani fie na so onkuta tuo a o shoot now o defend wo ho a there's no point say wo boni tuo there's no point because you say your crop for the presumption that he has to be proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt and say your friend say ya end there ya man sentence either constitutional sentence or sentence by fine into a combat so na so ye determine say or ye criminal na ye boni tuo na ekunu and you be few or no fee. And the police officer is still there. The Bonnie original police commander, he's still at post. Because Metro Homentase, he's still at post. BBS here, and for Biaho, and Kobe Bia, and no. The next thing that we can do is say, and then government will start preparing a compensation for the family. For how long? And a compensation nobody. Because now enrechi ministers ne government officials say omuwe. The compensation is going to be a friend say a lifetime to their family. A lifetime compensation for their family. Enti na me no obi kasa won say omobusu na say mama me no wo ya ndwene ye ho. Oni mama ya ndwene ye ho.
The one na to wa
me na told me na me take am make akada first for Tuesday. So Wednesday no I was asking myself so enke me a me bana me yere no nkai bende ise bi amo eno kra na how long can you because also family wo no so a bank can decide that obetua the departed 2 ministers obetua omoka throughout omo package your friends retirement to so omo friends omo retirement ambedu obetima masika bi amene wo yanim na da no omo busuanfo no omo enjoy and they also see our mind say nipa 16 nkwara 16 ewu there ya ne say oba time ba ko ne mamensa ene wom 2 weeks ni nkwara ne yesi omo. The level of hypocrisy and dishonesty in this country is ministers no government officials no we na and no some ministers say useless letter and I say and the date is 8 right and useless a reckless behavior and am always better because 2 weeks ni as me say 2 weeks ni yesi ankwara no there was no any government official closer to that scene. Government didn't show sympathy. The regional security did not show sympathy because there's no any single letter of social media. Social media. There's no single letter. Say the regional security, the regional minister showed a sympathy and he sympathized with the Brave family. Why are we doing this to ourselves?
No, me so move for behind here.
Oh,
the only man say to Obama into more 4 years. They are using the 4 years to better their lives and their cronies.
And I'm very
that's all.
Because me do know me train say Ghana for penifo show concern about enkwara na kwan ya mfa so.
Kwala dunsia.
I was
abo mama na abom baako.
Ena uhwe omo no motwa omo ehia, you could see it is the community who were doing it. Nene enti sabi anka Nyankopon anchire ne tumi amayero amuntala mo.
Na odi say no krampo na atwam a that Wednesday na crash ni see no series of deaths I record here no ka we issue statement no ka fa ne nyina akura brem
do munim say ombanya
because accident see konongo nipa wi nipa mienza ase nine they see wo enchi and just see nipa nwotwe I will say
enso wi
that same Wednesday no
pragade no
and there was another one and you know why is it that
because
yeah ni ato abama yeah ni e power enti no ade bia no should be
yes you have nailed it. The issue say Ghana for to abama ye na ewo to me nti de be sibia ye na ewo say that is the general behavior and omun ferade nkofo no omunim omun ferade they write reckless things on social media. Very reckless, like one guy be say a friend of politanks or politank was a den tank I said kuju bibi kuju. Yesterday he wrote he wrote a very reckless statement on Facebook. And me did you see your friend is saying the statement in our trying the trying and some okay nyina say o see 8 years ni aircraft there was no proper renovation. Friend said servicing of the maintenance and I say okay fine. Frankie Kujo is telling us that it was deliberate and a military near ya omukum microphone. The maintain say one day or try no because also some information
and as one of the ambassadors Abetres Azita
yes and
say the military is politicized
yes
and you know they should investigate bia na obi na asheda akoso saade
and
an ambassador
Zitoka and frankly can say on the high information we have from the high source e wa ba mu kire say 8 years ni aban no your friend say military aircraft no your service here na there is something $1 million that akoko share a friend say a home yes
na 8 years in service here obi na force of the rules and
yes and America say sir a country na president no also to sa country no na president no also ko na president any your friend say Lance National Minister any your friend say you Ramutaka National Minister omo no also ko na omo na bo no nkasa travel no and your friend say so can the general the party chairman so I'm told I'm reliably informed that the party chairman withdrew on okase your papa Samuel Sapo enko replace no and the president also said that all Cape Coast Pentecost for program and you Romane Boama. So that aircraft was meant for that particular traveling. And that aircraft, you know, a Ghana Armed Forces for there. And to say the commander-in-chief of Ghana Armed Forces for to Kwanya, the worst thing that they can do is that they'll provide him the best of aircraft. They'll provide him the best of aircraft. And the best. And the worst thing that they can do is that they'll provide him the best pilot. Because Omampani also could do to Kwanya. Into Omampani uncle now, you see what Okase Yura, a friend of Manabo the late. So the next thing was that you were Omanabo in the penny position, Ghana territorial borders in on the vessel, and and then Amina Ashanti. So the worst they can also do for you, Omanabo, to give him the best of aircraft. Because Omontano.
Yeah, he's the defense minister.
He's the defense minister, Omontano. And then about the reason why makers and some mutual and Kwasasam and some Hununi say. The first 4 generals no you only need about
25 of them.
Oyi omunyina
senior army officers about 25.
And the next senior officers and dear or no promote you. It means he promote people that he have trust in them. So they couldn't have acted that foolishness. First, let me so be over TV so and also Castle Radio so be an cobra for no one answer. Miss Honest, but frankly, could you more decided out the most actually say sound microphone I mean who's a mokanyansa your own kwasafo sabi because as some see you know obi agree people like frankly could you want to take the blame to your friend is saying the former president and there's another useless guy be our there's another useless guy our parliament yesterday he also wrote another reckless statement. Something about Nanado. And I'm saying, yes. Sir, or mine Ghana now saying, sir, or mine Ghana, there was an idiot like you in our parliament. Yes. Because people don't think. I said, you see that Sabi, say Nipa na wo mu. Ana ya wo mu wie no ya tete mu won into omo na mua na nyini. Because some of the statements that they wrote on Facebook, any other social media, it cannot resonate with the minds of the good thinking of a person. It wouldn't want to say. Ebi mutina parliament no mashe mrama e. Ebi mu yusu Ghana di no more than nam in the name of Tintang no munye ska no mudugo mbuto. Because you don't think I don't imagine who sa your friend say B+ or say C+. The statement no chon na your friend say sa Tintang ni no. Me imagine me pese I want to deduce sabi nyansa e wom at this material moment nyansa e wom you didn't get it. Into the me ya park say say asema esi no hin ba. Unfortunately so who nipa nwotwe na omuwu ye na ono mo nya adwene kwa na nya omunim de sere na take ya kana India earlier on ono mo nya adwene na nya omunim de especially you man bo amase ono nya adwene na nya enimdi anyankopon de ache no tell me so wunte because on ko be chef Franklin Kudjo mu A+ the oldest child Uncle Betcher Franklin Kudjo nko da so tia se Uncle Betcher Franklin Kudjo mu ne e friends A+ nko betcher mu nyansa because omu ni bi at this material moment the best thing that you can do for yourself with your foolishness is to start putting blames on people who doesn't even have idea of what happens. Again, so who read your friends, who read normal baby, ne your friends are more expert in those your friends aviation ne travel na. When Basabeka is so now you start to say you who plane no. The first player you who away in so a friends helicopter and anyasa Air Force. And to tell me and you who say a ben you see it say and namoi. Yeah. You can predict say in helicopter in here. But plane and kasa they say this a tiny soon e was so. Into some way see and say na ye chair say helicopter the chair who no also entimin durious fine clouds no so. Yeah. Entimin nu honum. Because of na ho the enduro. So enti say a friend say a wiemu enya e bo wo ho so a ontimi nkokra. Enti say o tie report from your friend say omo no more grounds now. Omo say omo play kwa na omo nim say omo football park no so and a plane here by there e ba be see. It means clearly the pilot was dodging your friend say the clouding. And now here na dwen so be call do boss aduane mu a e call hit your friend say. So people should be thinking. Oh my
so
thinking.
On June 3rd, nipa say na ensuo no fa no mu ehye no.
I think it was over 100 though.
It was around 120, right?
Yeah, I think it was 123 or something.
And here the bodies no choir for identification. Omo mo shey no.
Oh, there was no identification. Some of them, it was just a mass barrier. It was just a mass barrier.
Enti Krumu hana yete no. Just the ashes no how many South Africa.
Okay, Mamencha said in some huna edi no my Mamencha whatever.
Because I want to believe say there were some of the victims of the June 3rd now, the families demanded say be omobehu.
You didn't see them. So it was a mass barrier friends
Masbury
and
no make kind of has me say adie esi areho se ma esi nyina ye di areho obi to baby how he or she
will make money,
will take advantage of the situation and make money.
But about him, your core conference, no. And I'm saying, my men for Konya na men koye inspection ewo University of Ghana Medical Center.
UGMC.
Yes. So our hospital, no. And now the current president Ekache say oboka $263 million US. Or ma $263 million US in a NDC hotel, hospital. So we are checking out contractors now. Musi sa friends hospital no. Musi hospital Israel. Hospital now Musi no Israel. I think it's around $78 million US. Say Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu so area is it or no call your friend is saying hospital. They don't fly him. Omushe no hospital crew more but tika NDC hospital no eye $79 million. Ye di $263 million in a vice president.
Intimate DNA forensic DNA ayo.
Oh, is eno kare wechi a vice president oyale e dinu kwa bochi. Ye dinu ko hospital ye see yes our hospital endu $25 million. Ye $263 million ewa Ghana and the AC hospital. But sao $263 million hospital no entimi share the president, entimi share the minister, entimi share the vice president. Omo yara this the omo ko hospital ewa bochi a enuru $100 million. Enti e be den na sa hospital actually my forensic or a friend say checking about nipa eja ashino. We are still lying to ourselves as this country, as the people of this country. I will say, Jenny, we have to be thinking. We are carrying dead body. Yeah, you see, yeah, immediately say, anything I am wearing in a so obi a chain obi chain be. But on my especially as Uncle Fu or by moi, they seems not to care. But then I want to make a chair. Me say oh if you ponko no why you am 6 years. Now dispose now compare for fraud now ko to say if you ponko na why you am for 6 years no. Na ya chiche na bo bebi a ko to if you ponko fufro na ko to no na. So wa we to dia say na chuje wa. Because only ni subanda da. Wona na 6 years. Nja abo say bi wona na 6 years. Na onim na ho den say ahoden na asa. Na say ope fufro ato na ono na obeto na. So wa onim oto a onim dia wo baba fie. Enu bi na ye face no. But there's a similar danger coming. I will say it's original one. You're careful, oh my. You're careful, oh my.
Thank you. Yes, sorry. On va capter ça, c'est un bébé.
Yes. On y va. When you're butra, we can't the anchor. When you're many above for. Yaka say abuwa unwa asenso ese ochew man so de bia organizer asenso yes oso ochew pa sa so na me social media team am ye adwuma Dr. Berechampo Ben Lexis Crusader for communicators ni bi on that social media team wa Ashanti regional no mechia no dwuma de na on any team no ma
obi aka social media for nya ono nkwa na ho no
there be me team no on that ano team I war Dr. Berechampo
Ashanti regional
on that
Ashanti regional ono kwa na
Oneba baby ye dui ye besre the NDC se oman economy ya eboman ye di government oman koko ni kura economy no sisi ayi koko farmers ni bi se omu betwetwa koko no di akwakodua rubber saa ne bi nzuzu atoba hanti no ombeto mdu koko no magalam sifo na se John Domani Mahama yewura his excellency orena powerful se no mo ba be yemfie 9 dia mfie ni anabeso na bia kokko fam bia no ma wogana ha e chesa bambu asisi aba na brantie bi yo mo fere so suani yo se den eko social media eko venting frustration on ma mo frefre ye wura yi threaten no say oye politics na say bi wanu a Ashanti regional minister eko cry site on 92 hours eko fa kokko fa ma okura dua yi an kokkurafo ni mrofo kamera sini so nam kokko ase eko cry site na bra wonam wonum no ebra wo bra ni dua poma no wono abrante kura poma kokkurafo ni mrewafo mo nkura ase bibiri sa ageni no obobo na everyday 4 hours in and out 4 hours time bia na ukotu kokko na de 1.288 ma so manu a ahwen makase se bi yo ni pabone if you say no ya the new patriotic party abanya nana dan kwaku for dodano etu kokko mu mo kache man ye no e former bunu regional minister o sedey pejina ho oni samse ahi on de nam se ne di no ne ho ahinti pejina ho kan kokko asem poto samse ahi be kan kokko asem poto se 3100 na MVP di ko ye no won tibi de na se ke di ko 6000 na yankopo obetua o ka enche eno odi aban ne mam se mo ngena mo ntu kokofo mu tutum ko 6000 ma kokofo enne mu ba ya ato forcing kroma wo se sidi ne ho adene e bogana fo ba so se mabo ama sidi ne ho ayedene na koduru se wo tu kokko mu de na de dollar na ekotum se ne dollar no aye se intino ne wo fi se sidi ne so de tum mo say atum 67% when you come to the dollar in denomination forget say kroma no mo ye ni dollar you are to force one now wo bo hun trehe e bo hun sabrane se wo ma dollar no sidi no waye dene that na wo betu kokko mu dia wo de dollar na ekwakotum enam se wo pese wo ye ho typical kokko crash dia sisie e na wo de dollar na dani scale ene wo mia scale nim ene wo di sisie akuafo na me sure say enuanom a omo kokko farmers omo hwe ene omo hun so mo to mo color TV akoto black and white ene sisie aban so obo omo ban no sa aban na ne wo chinchim mo nsa no yinba ye ko campaign se hunu de bia kokko farmers ne ye ene wo hata wo kokko a yinba wuntimi enkohye dem o se se kura boso ne bobo nde wo hata wo kokko a wo gina kokko no ho nene azana kokko ne be wo no e se de wo kan mu wo be yi mu from anopato anwumre sa ko me kokko ne be wo sa bre we nyina pa mo se kokko ne wo afuonum na wakobo kokko ne frɛ afuonum asese be fia yi adry no wo gina ho tentene sa na wo wi na aban no e so obo ho ban no aban na ba be sisiu na se china obi di kokko koma galamse ni a wo se sa nipa no oni adwene so obi di kokko twen kokko dua roba ne bedu ba bi na kokko no a e the foundation upon which economy ya build upon it and sika kokko di ma nya na gold di ma ye na nso nam se yenhwe kokko farmers ye na NDC aban ba ye otimi tumu di 1.2 etu kokko mu no ene kokko farmers bibiri atoba ha ene omuntimi nkasa oba social media be kasa ya na NDC fo ne ejina kon so ene kroma yete no emze nipa kakra bi ena etu ye hofo oheba ye bai mesre MPP party for ade ba ko bi a NDC fo ya yensuam frimu eno a yewura president ba be ma speech no so hwe video a speech na esoro hu de ne atworo ho Woizo TV eye pro NDC TV
o Sandogbe television
oheba Woizo TV ye pro NDC TV o
Sandogbe dia
na se ko ba MPP a invite crowd ba Wontumi TV ana se na 2 TV no kwa no omutimi ka se Wontumi TV de se eden ya mo be cover yensu bibi mfrim na se woma ehia wonwa a obompa ma ne ehia wonwa a obosia bo de kwa abontene o se obompa ma ne ehia wonwa a obosia bo ne kwa abontene e ba ne se omu ba ba mu ena GTV be fa cover bia na offer free Woizo TV all the TV stations e be fa live telecast no every Woizo TV MPP ba abamu a Wontumi TV na 2 TV SFM is giving invite like any ordinary TV station when ba yefon tu yonfo
That's Captain Sasia Bray na yemedi ede konkomo Razak
on ba wada Roma
yes
Kwabena Marco our trader nyame adoma on the 10th as consider otono badi
okay
nti ye kwakọ na yakọ bo no no otono badi
wawo
wawo we nunua Emmanuel Oboyima awe atwuma kwawoma youth organizer
so atono pa
ana o say memfa asemwe entuja emano sanso na nkwanta bisa me graphics and pay maybe will be a merchant. Alexis is disowning you. Alexis is disowning you. Or catch me say apart from me social media, Juman, or yet presidential candidate be a Juman.